Welcome back to Art of Etude. Let's get right into it. Another caprice in the slow, fast format, and in a key that happens to be the relative minor of the key of the previous caprice, which we covered in the last episode. So the topics I covered with previous caprices of the same slow, fast format all point in the same direction, especially when concerning the expressive use of sound, lyricism, phrasing, and so forth. I guess there's a reason for my fascination with these subjects above all else. I mean, for me, the violin has the potential to not only be able to convey any idea or state, but embody it completely. Exactly like how one would be able to instantly discern one's mood or state of mind just from hearing one's voice. The art of the bow and fingers is to be a chameleon, not just the ability to produce a variety of different colors, but the manner in and the intensity with which one morphs from one color to another, and just how many dimensions and layers one can create. Even the smallest detail in the sound in relationship to another can at least be given meaning by the player to reinforce the overall expression, and it's exactly this concept that never lets me get bored. Great playing for me starts with the fact that from the first note, the expression the player has in mind and wants to communicate is immediately palpable to the listener. So from the very first instances of a note, the listener is therefore immediately drawn in and thrust into a different world. That is the topic for today. Immediacy, or expressive immediacy at that. I'll use the very beginning of this caprice, so the slow section, to share with you one useful exercise I do. Alright, let's take the first note, and let's start the note already with a certain color in mind. The left hand continues what it's doing to preserve that same color. We think of another color and gradually change what we're doing in the left hand to be in line with what we think that color requires us to do. Picture how the bow arm will bring all of this together, and finally, start the note again with the new color. We can repeat this exercise as many times as we want, and then, when comfortable, add one note at a time to the exercise so that we start working in clusters. This is a good way to strengthen the connection between the mind, so what we want to do, and the body, how to do it. Similar thing for the beginning of the fast section, which we heard at the beginning of this video, to see how we can preserve the initial energy appropriate for something titled appassionato, and maintain it throughout the rest of the section. Let's use a few more excerpts for this exercise. So, for example, the very first note in Chanson Poème, a wonderful piece that also happens to be in E flat minor. for another excerpt from Chanson Poème. We could even take the beginning of Preludium in Allegro by Chrysler. Or the beginning of the first movement of Paganini's Violin Concerto No. 2. So that's that. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please like and subscribe if you found this video useful, and feel free to leave any questions you might have in the comments below. Cheers!